definitely not shut up and dribble.
The champ is here. I must be the greatest. The champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world.
Yes, welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with we. My name is EJ, and I got my man
MH.
Yes, and he is the DB of the show, and we are Black in Sports, giving a voice to the culture that won't shut up and dribble. And today, man, we're bringing you back inside the locker rooms with topics in and around the game. MH, ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, what we got today?
So June is recognized as National Men's Health Month, and I know we also have talked about it in November. We want to recognize, or at least have some awareness around men's health. So getting into June, man, how I guess my initial question to you is, you good? You taking care of yourself? How you doing? What's your rating on a scale of 1 to 10? How you feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally?
Man, physically, I'm alive. Definitely need to always check in on that. Seeing the teams going back to playing and the OTAs, I always feel like I at least got 1 or 2 snaps in me, but then I come to realization, the way my bones and my hip aches is sometimes. But no, man, physically feeling good. Always room for improvement. Mentally, definitely feeling really good. It's just something about those longer days, getting to get outside, that pool weather, just to travel and things of that nature. So, man, mentally, physically feeling good, and spiritually, I definitely like to add that as well. I'm just truly blessed, man. We kind of continue to carry on, with so many things in life. So just all around, man, I think those 3 phases in life, man, I think I'm doing pretty good. What about yourself?
I think we're all right, man. Physically, I saw an ab last night, so missing a meal or 2. And so I think that's all good. Mentally, I think I'll probably be in a better situation now, if I'm just being 100% honest with you. I think as a man, you're responsible for a lot of different responsibilities. You have to hold a lot of different hats, wear a lot of different hats, I should say. And we're built with broad shoulders to carry some things. And sometimes, I think it's okay that you're not feeling okay all the time, right? And it's nothing like any drastic or anything. I'm just, I understand the importance of rest and being able to take care of yourself when you're able to take care of yourself. So we'll get there. And spiritually, it's great to know that I know one that you can lean on in prayer to, and that has all the answers and has left us on this planet, on this earth, with resources and things that we can read and communicate with God, or however you communicate with somebody. I think it's important that we listen to some authority above our own being, so to speak, whoever you pray to. So thankful for that, for sure, on that. I guess kind of leaning into more of like what June is recognized. It's kind of a dedicated campaign aimed to raise awareness about preventable health issues, encouraging early detection and promoting regular medical checkups for men, particularly, and boys. The observance underscores the fact that men die an average of 5 years earlier than women.
That's messed up.
What's your thoughts on that, man?
That's messed up, man. But it's our fault, though. I mean, if we're gonna be honest, because that's what we do, man. Here, we definitely are honest. Because you know how it is, man. We don't do the things that we need to do. Like, I'm damn sure, I'm past a checkup here, too, right? And my medical attention is lay down and put ice on it, right? So those are the 2 things that how, like, hey, man, my head hurt, I'm gonna lay down, right? Like, lay down, put ice on it, even for ear infection, or maybe take some tussin. So I could see we do it to our damn selves, I think, when you look at that from that perspective, when you ask that question. And I mean, even from the mental health perspective, I am, shout out to my therapist, taking time to kind of speak to someone. And I think that was a faux pas, a couple years ago, right? But now it's becoming more talked about in the mainstream, and especially for Black men. With you have Charlamagne the God that talks about it all the time, and Meta World Peace thanking his therapist when he won a championship. So I'm thankful that those things have come about, and then stuff like men's health awareness is really kind of putting into practice and giving us the tools to be better. But that's messed up though. But we do it to ourselves as men.
Let's take it to kind of sports with that. I saw something recently that Serena Williams is coming out of retirement to play in the doubles, and LeBron James on the, let's call it, he just comes top of the mind right now when it comes to old players in their sport. And we're talking about dying off. I feel like the narrative around athletes, particularly pro athletes, for males is like, hey man, get your old body on. And then women, I think it's like, hey man, we're gonna celebrate you as long as we can. Why do you think that is?
I have no idea, but like the what do you call it? The test case is like the W. Them girls play forever.
Forever.
So,
Donna Taurasi's still playing. Or maybe I don't know if she is or not.
Hey, brother, she's
wearing the Fab Five shorts out here, man. She's still playing.
But that's the thing, right? So I don't know the answer to that, right? But we do have time, right? Like even when they're talking about like LeBron or football players, like, oh, he's 28 or he's 30 as a running back. His shit's over with.
He old. He better get to the broadcast.
He needs to find a transition, and it's like you have anomalies, like you talked about, since we're talking men's health, like Tom Brady, right? You had Phillip Rivers come back last year, so I don't know if his mental and physical game was on par for him to come back to a physical game like this. But it is one of those things that's just interesting about how quick we are to tell men to hang it up in their careers. But like, with Serena coming back and, after having kids and, doing some more entrepreneurial things to come back, it seems like it's more celebrated and men get hated on. So I don't know why. I have no idea for that. That's definitely one to put out to the live, or put out to our audience.
We asked all the old heads that they told them that it's time for you to do something else. We can ask them in the live show. One part, and a lot of this information is coming from menshealthmonth.org, and we'll put that in the show notes, and you guys can check out some of the resources that they have on their website. But one thing they really talked about of ways that we can kind of get involved as everyday men is to wear blue on Fridays.
Now that was one for me, man.
Blue on every Friday to show support of men's physical health and mental health.
So when we were doing the show research for this, and you told me that, I was like, never heard that before. That was new to me. So got to get my June wardrobe together to see how I can have some kind of blue to represent, whether it's the Sox shoe game. Maybe we need to get the Black Sports blue tees going for June. But I've never known that. And I mean, I know, like, I guess when you start talking about the dangers, right? Like, so I think when you opened the show, you talked about June versus November, and November is like Movember and more to like testicular cancer and things of that nature, where June is an overall health month. So maybe it has something to do with why they chose blue. Other than that, man, I think they're doing that characteristic, like, boys wear blue, girls wear pink, and all of that stuff. Like, come on, man, they got to do better.
Maybe, and I think that goes to who's on the board of making this decision, right? We'll talk about what the cultures are, and how did they diversify that board that said let's wear blue? Because there's a certain segment of the male population that is fine with wearing a blue polo that's wrinkled and tucked in every Friday. Yeah, and then there's a population that probably doesn't want to do that as much. Now, if they would have said let's wear like purple and gold every Friday, then I know
another population.
Yeah, there's somebody else is behind
absolutely
this.
That you hold a whole gang culture cannot rock and represent. And then you have a whole Divine Nine that can't rock on the other side. So yeah, blue was an interesting cover. I think they need to do some. That was lazy. How about that? I just say it was lazy.
I think I'm with you. I think you're probably right about it. It's probably just, boys wear blue, women wear pink, that kind of stuff. Probably could have put more thought into that. Another thing I want to touch on, and you kind of touched on, and we've talked about this a few times, is mental health. And I think it's really cool nowadays how we don't separate the two from physical health and mental health. We talk about that. The two kind of pieces of health are those two subjects. We really put those together as overall health. So let's just kind of focus on mental health. And it is still a stigma amongst men from seeking help for depression and just mental distress. I guess, what's your thoughts on that?
I think we just need to go deeper, right? Like I'm an advocate of go talk to some damn body, right? Like I think that's, let's focus on professionals that do it. But if you got to ease your way, like you're talking to your homeboy or your friends, that or your family member, that are not trained, that's almost as dangerous as, not doing anything at all, right? So definitely there's so many kind of resources. I just recently found out that we have a free resource in Vegas, right? Like that helps you get a couple of sessions to, like if you're out of work or to you get to the next thing, or just if your insurance doesn't cover it, they do like a prorated thing based on what you make. Like there's so many resources out here, that you just have to tap in. And unfortunately, everyone, Claude and ChatGPT is not a good reference or place to go to get that mental help. But it's still because we're told or thought to have to be strong that's where this happens a lot. And it's a shame that, we put those kind of self-imposed or society norms on ourselves that doesn't allow us to be our best selves.
Totally agree. And like I was saying earlier, I think sometimes we do try to put too much on our shoulders, too much, and allow yourself to delegate and ask for help when is needed there, but not as deep. Another part about it is injury and health prevention, and we're talking about athletics. There's a phase or there's a fad or a trend that that I've seen over the last few months. Is called 37U, and that's have you seen that? Have you seen 37U? That's referring to those that are playing semi-pro or collision football, and they're not paid to do it on Sundays, and they're not a part of any fantasy team and all those things. So while we're in Men's Health Month, I think we also need to talk about prevention, injury prevention, and choice making. Thoughts on 37U? Is that something that you would do?
I mean, I think I even opened the show before thinking I had a snap or two in me. So, that's a competitive nature, right? Like I think as far as we've gone, even, the different levels you get in sports, if you've played it in a really competitive thing, you all ultimately want to stay in it, and you always look to maybe find something that still gives you that sense of team or competition and things of that nature. So, I'd read the pamphlet. How about that? I'll read up on it and see if it's something. But it comes to a realization. I think the flip side for me that I think I want to talk about is that we've had interviews where we talk about people that get injured during their journey and how that kind of messes you up, right? And I actually just had a conversation talking to a parent about their son that had a major injury and how that affected. He had to transfer schools, and then when he transferred schools, it was still an issue of kind of where they fit in and scholarships and things like that. So even the injury part of not doing the prevention, but once you have the injury, how do you come back from that? And I think that's a tough way to go as well.
Yeah. I mean, and shout out to Coach Hayes. My little brother's, I think he just mentioned he's scheduled to have surgery in a couple months. He had a meniscus tear doing some intense coaching. But shout out to him for treating his injury professionally. And I think you mentioned that earlier when it came to mental health. Hey, sometimes putting the ice pack in, taping it up, that's going to mess with a whole lot of mental stress. as well, right? We gotta go to the professionals and get things cleaned up when it's necessary too. So shout out Coach Hayes, fast recovery to you, brother.
For sure. No, it's funny, because you're breaking it down and you think about June, and there's a lot going on in June. What about us not getting our own month, man? Like, can we just take a month for us to focus on? I mean, no shade or shout out, but it's just like June has gotten packed with so many things, and I know I'm gonna miss some, but there's so many things happening in June. And then not to say even, I mean, Father's Day is in June, so we got to worry about our health, and we got Father's Day where you want us to get on the grill and cook a meal for everybody.
Yeah, it's funny. And we shared the month of June with a lot of different individuals and topics and social pushes and responsibilities, which is all good. And I think that's the greatness of men. We know how to lead, but sometimes being the leader is being the best. It's about the people around you, right? I think that's most important. I think my daughter's favorite holiday, she told me earlier, is Father's Day, and it has nothing to do with celebrating me. My pop started a tradition that we give gifts to our children on Father's Day because they help, they made us fathers. And so she's like, I can't wait for Father's Day. I'm like, cool, but I also know that had nothing to do with me. That's that's the new dollhouse that's coming her way. And so all good. That's the celebration. That's the best part about being a man, I think. It's bringing up the community around us. Or at least that's what I tell myself.
She said, run them new barbers.
Yeah, I can't wait for Father's Day, bro. I got a whole list for Father's Day.
Oh, that's hilarious. But like you're saying, just with so many other, initiatives and pushes during this month, it almost is funny or shares the same thing when you talk about men. We carry a lot on our shoulders. So the month we're getting celebrated, there's a lot going on, right? That we have to be introspective and thoughtful of during a month where we're supposed to check on ourselves. So that's
y'all good. Making enough.
Making enough. And I guess you also shared with the like Men's Health Week, I guess, where you really turn it up, was the dates. I think you said it was like the 14th, 15th through the 21st. So I don't know if they have
June 14th through the 21st.
Whole line of things you need to do that one. Get it all in.
Yeah, take care of yourself. I mean, one thing that they pointed out on the thing is obviously the blue ribbon pins, prostates. Make sure you're checking up on yourself. Basically, partners in care for better lifespans across the lifespan. So highlights the roles of families, communities, and all your, kind of care partners around your community that takes care of yourself, and highlight just the health around men. So, man, let's take care of ourselves, man. Let's be on top of our health. Let's go on walks. Let's not, talk to those around you, and build our communities, man. Anything else with it, bro? Anything else you got on this topic?
I think the last thing, man, is just really check in. I mean, when we don't do shows just like this, there'll be times where we just do a check-in show, man. Like, hey, how you doing? You know what you need. And I think a lot of times, man, they say check on your strong friend, right? Because that's the one that probably needs it. And if you haven't seen them, if they get too quiet, just check in. Like, yo, tap in, tell them you love them. You need anything, and just kind of just sharing community with people. But I just think asking the question and just checking in, man. Make sure we ask and we check in. And I don't know if we do that enough. But that's all I got, man.
Yes, sir, man. That's good stuff, brother. Well, appreciate you guys. Make sure comments, all our male followers, man, show some each other love in the comment section if you don't mind. Remember to take care of yourself. And EJ, I'll let you on the credits, man.
Absolutely, man. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed the show, please share it, and not just share it to everyone, right? Because we have to be a community. Check on your loved ones, especially the men in this month, right? Let's celebrate and focus on making sure the men get the help and the things that they need. Please follow us and subscribe on YouTube. If you see it, you can be it. And as always, we say, please stay safe, practice gratitude, and know we're rooting for you.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap.